Hey everyone, welcome back to Fixing with the Kid. Today I'm working on my 1952 Farmall Cub. The issue I have is the seal in the transmission. So where the torque tube connects to the transmission, there's a shaft that comes out, input shaft. It goes all the way up through the torque tube, all the way up and into the flywheel, into the clutch and the flywheel. So what happens is, what I think happening is, anytime I put any amount of oil in the transmission, it's coming out of the inspection hole. I thought it was the rear seal, but when I smelled the oil, it smells like gear lube. So upon doing some research, I found out that that input seal breaks, or the gasket on the lower seal breaks, the lower shaft. There's a cover, inspection cover, or a cover there, and what it does is it leaks. And so when I would put any type, trying to put enough oil in here, all it takes is 1 3/4. So my other Cub, whenever I pulled the plug, it gushed out. Somebody had it way overfull with oil and water that had gotten down in there. This had very little in it. I mean, actually very little. Even though I had already put oil in it, it has dripped out. So what I'm going to do is split the tractor. So you disconnect the bolts that hold the fender to the floorboard there. There are two, let me show you. There are two underneath this floor pan, right about here. You disconnect those, from what I've been told. I've never done this. Took the seat off, took the battery box off, and then there's one there and two there. I've taken them out. And what I'm going to do is, there are actually 6 bolts that hold the transmission to the torque tube. I've got 2 of them out. I'm going to take the rest of them out. The floorboard, the torque tube and everything will stay here. And the 2 fenders, the axle, the rear axle, the transmission will roll backwards. I'm going to bring my Farmall tractor in here with my lift boom, hook to it and pull it backwards. I got to pull it all the way out till the tube clears the input shaft. So I've got this supported. I've got some wedges driven in so that the remaining part of the front will not tilt one way or the other. I have been told repeatedly that if you do not block this, it'll just roll right over when you take that loose. So this is where I'm at. I'm going to take the remaining bolts out. I'll bring you along for the ride. We'll see what's going on with the torque tube. See if it's got oil in it. We'll see what's going on with the input shaft. See if the seal's bad. See if we have a cracked transmission. I've got plenty of help. I got some help coming in. No, he's leaving. But anyway, we're going to work on it. Also, you have to take these brake arms loose. The brake shafts that go back to engage the brakes. You got to take them loose from this shaft here. Pull the pin on both sides, but that part's going to stay with the front. These and the axles are going to go backwards, and like I said, we'll see what happens. Never done this before. Watched a couple videos on it. We'll give it a whirl. What do you think, buddy? Can we do it? Are you going to be much help? Wag your tail if you're going to be help. Okay, he says he is. We'll see. I doubt it. He's more of an ideas guy, a vibes guy. All right, here's my setup. Got my Farmall Super A with my boom lift, 3-point boom lift. I've got my Cub. I got chains around the back axle. All the bolts except a couple of the ones holding it together here. I'm going to get those pulled out and see if we can separate it. Okay, I was able to split the tractor. And as you can see, that, my friends, is gear oil. It should not be there. Probably the bottom seal. I don't see any cracks. I'm going to get it tilted up and I'm going to take those out. Okay, so I pulled the top cage cover, or whatever it is, and the seal is bad. I pulled the bottom off. The gasket is paper thin. I'll show it to you. Alright, here's the 2 pieces. This is the top cage, and as you can see, that spring is blown out of the seal. So we need to take that apart, put a new seal in it. This is the bottom cover. The gasket is brittle, split. I'm pretty sure this is where our leak is because there was hardly any in it. And it's all in the torque tube. I drained the transmission, by the way. Every drop I could get out of it. There's a few drips down there. So every bit of that over the years has been leaking into the torque tube. Not supposed to be there. I'll go down and see if I can find the parts and we'll get this thing put back together. Well, I ran out of time. I didn't film putting it back together. It went together pretty easy. Once I got the shaft lined back up and pushed the two pieces back together, then I used some longer bolts. When I got it close enough, I used some longer bolts to kind of grab it and draw it back in. But it came back together. That was really a job I was dreading. I knew it was leaking. All that stuff come gushing out after the torque tube came apart. This job needed to be done. I'd put some initially when I got the tractor a couple years ago. I put oil in it, and it seemed like the transmission would just get more whiny. You know, that Farmall whine, gear whine. And it never seemed to get any better. I put some Lucas in there, it wouldn't get any better. And then I noticed it dripping where the two come together. There's not supposed to be any oil in this tube at all. It's supposed to be dry. So initially I thought it was the rear engine seal. Nope. It smelled like gear oil. That 80-90 oil has a specific smell to it. So it was dripping out back there, same smell, so I knew where it was coming from. But I got it buttoned back up. I still got to put the bolts and stuff back together, put the seat back on it. That guy turned out to be no help at all. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. And until next time, goodbye.